Today we're going over the Rotospin. We're going to show you how to fill it with oil. So if you've got yourself a Rotospin, this is how to put oil in it and make sure it's ready for future use. Pete's going to talk us through it. So these are the tools and the syringe and the oil that you'll need. Okay, Pete?
Okay, first thing you need is a 3mm Allen key. Undo the filling port, which is located there, so just put your Allen key in, undo the screw. There is a small O-ring on there as well to help seal it, so just make sure that remains on there. That's the O-ring there. Now this one here doesn't have any oil in it, so we'll be starting from scratch. First thing I do is take the O-ring off the back. This O-ring doesn't actually seal anything, it just keeps contamination from getting into the back oil seal, and also helps it come out of the drain, gets rid of the sharp edge. So your sealing washer is in there, that black thing, you can probably just see it. So it protects that, this O-ring, and also just gets rid of that sharp edge. As far as filling the syringe goes, you take the back off the syringe is the easiest way. Unscrew, pull the plunger all the way out. I won't actually fill this, but if you open your oil and just pour your oil in there, fill it probably half to 2/3 would be enough. And then when you've filled it, carefully put your plunger back in again. Screw it tight, and then you have to turn it upside down to let all the air come out, because you'll have a big air bubble at the bottom. So take your cap off and just squeeze it up like that. The air will go to the top. And then what I generally do is just leave it for maybe 5-10 minutes. You'll have a lot of little bubbles. Let them float to the top, and just put a rag around here and just push it out. Here's one we did before. So as you can see, there's still a little bubble there, so they haven't all come out. But previously there were a whole lot of little bubbles in there, so I'll just see if I can squeeze that one out. So try and get it in the middle and try and squeeze it out. So I did get a few bubbles out then. Okay, so that should be ready to go. So you screw that into the filling port, which is there where we took the screw out from before. That'll just screw straight in. Screw it in, doesn't have to be super tight, just make sure it goes home. That's enough. And I've found the best way is to get something solid like a bench, or maybe the side of your truck. Put it on there and squeeze it in. Now squeeze it in fairly slowly, because all this is full of air and that air has to get expelled out the back. So you just squeeze it in fairly slowly. You can see the plunger going down. And it's getting a little bit tighter, so it's starting to fill the cavity. And then I think I can see it coming out the back now. You do have to push reasonably firm, but not too hard. And we should see some bubbles and oil coming out that back seal. Yeah, I can see the bubbles now. That's good, because that means we're expelling the air and we're filling that cavity completely with oil. It's a little bit of a messy process, so make sure you have a rag on hand. But yeah, you can see the bubbles coming out. So you're sort of flushing it through. If you have been using it, it'll probably be dirty water that can come out. That's good, because that means we're putting the new oil in and the old stuff's coming out. Alright, that's probably enough. And then if you get a rag and just clean it up, because there's quite a bit of oil that overflows, which is good. And then generally I just try and get into the groove there. Fold your rag over a bit and get right into that groove and try and pick all that oil out from in there. And then we'll put the ring back on, and you can leave it for a little bit to sit upright for maybe 5 or 10 minutes as well, and give it another go. So you could leave it like that, let it sit for a little bit, let the air come to the top again, and then give it another gentle squeeze. So when you've done that, if you take that out, this one's a little bit stuck. Just need a pair of pliers on there. Take that out, and then this should be full of oil now. Yep, so we've got all oil in there. You've got bearings in there and seal. There's all our oil in there. Can maybe just put another little drop in there just to fill the cavity there. It doesn't take much. And then make sure you got your O-ring on there. It's a very small O-ring. Put your filling cap back in again and just do it up tight. Screw in. Doesn't have to be super tight, just make sure it hits home and it's firm. Yep, that's good. And just wipe it off. And then just put your O-ring on the back again. Like I said, that doesn't seal the oil, it just protects the back seal. Put that on. Stretch it over the hex. And then it'll just clip in like that. And that's it, the Rotospin full and ready for use.
Thanks, Pete.